So if you're looking for ways to turn your ideas into income, then the ideas really need to solve a problem, or they need to meet a need for somebody else. And often our ideas are actually based on ourselves. It's about us instead of being for someone else. So the way that we can reframe our ideas to ensure that they're focused on somebody other than us is to turn it into something called a problem statement. So I'm going to share with you a slide to show you exactly what I'm talking about when I'm talking about problem statements. Share screen. Go. Olivia, can you see that? Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see the slide? Fantastic. Okay, so what's the problem? Oh gosh, now my things are not working. Here we go. So often we have ideas like kids need music lessons. And that's an idea, but it's not, it needs a bit more framework. There's not enough meat on the bones there for us to be able to do anything with that idea. So we need to move from an idea to a problem statement. So as you can see here, we started off with music lessons for kids, but we actually want to put that into a framework to say, who is it for? And being really specific about our who. What is the thing that we're doing for them? What is the project or the initiative? And then what is the win? How are their lives going to be better? How is there some improvement or transformation for them from the thing that we're giving to them? So I'm going to give you a whole load of worked examples now to make it really clear. So the first one is our who is might start off as being kids, and that's not really specific enough. We need lots more information about the kids. So what if instead we said, instead of kids, preschool aged children living in central metropolitan UK cities with English as their second language? That's way more specific, right? And you've kind of probably got some pictures in your head now of who these people might be. They're not just kids anymore, they're people. Specific people. So that's our who. So we start our kids need music lessons. Yeah, needs a little bit more meat on the bones. So preschool age children living in central metropolitan cities with English as a second language need low-cost music lessons that model and encourage language acquisition, collaboration, and positive group behaviour. So they're getting music lessons, but they're also getting some modelling about learning English in an education setting. They're also learning how to work together, and they're learning how to work together in a group positively. So they're getting a musical outcome, and they're also getting a non-musical outcome from this. We're not changing it to be two different things. We're just thinking more broadly than just the acquisition of the music skill, right? So that's our who, and that's our what. So now we get to our win. Kids need music lessons to learn an instrument. Yep, can we make it a bit better than that? So preschool-aged children, join in with me if you're reading along, living in central metropolitan cities with English as a second language need low-cost music lessons that model and encourage language acquisition, collaboration, and positive group behaviour, so that they can be well prepared for school-based learning, improve their cognitive functioning, help their memory systems work effectively, and moderate their emotional states. So this was our statement of a who, a what, and the when. And we've just taken that out and expanded it to add much more detail and specificity into that, and also thought about, other than the music, the other things that might be of benefit through that experience. So I'm going to give you another example of not specific versus specific. So old people. So instead of old people, we've got self-funded retirees who live in bungalows, who drive a car, who watch BBC One, and they shop at Waitrose. I bet you've got an idea in your head of what these people look like, right? Sensible shoes, a nice cardigan. probably plays golf. His name's Colin or Kevin. We can imagine them in our heads. They're vivid to us now. So old people need concerts, and I get this a lot from young musicians. They just seem to think old people need concerts and that'll solve the world problems. But instead, self-funded retirees living in bungalows who drive a car, watch BBC and shop at Waitrose need an evidence-based music enrichment program. So there's the concert part, but it also stimulates and supports brain function, because we know that that's true. That makes it much more interesting, right? So we've got our who and our what, but what about what is the transformation in their life? Do they need concerts because they're bored and they've got nothing else to do? I don't think so. So we've got self-funded retirees living in bungalows who drive a car, watch the BBC and shop at Waitrose, need an evidence-based music enrichment program to stimulate and support brain function so they can learn in community. That means learning together with others as they age to improve their brain function, help their memory systems work effectively and moderate their emotional states. And we know that to be true from music therapy, and there's plenty of research. Just Google those things, you'll find that sort of information. So we've gone from our, oh, I don't know, I'll just play concerts for old people as the idea, to actually, I've got a program that's very specific for who it's designed for. It's very specific that it's centered around music participation and music appreciation, and it has a non-music benefit out of it. So it's a much richer, and that then allows us to think about, well, who might be able to fund this, right? Suddenly we've gone from, oh, I can't sell enough tickets to pay the musicians, to there's lots of people who may be able to fund this. So I want you to have a little go in your brain here. So our who is frontline emergency responders employed by the NHS. So they're nurses, doctors and paramedics. I want you to think about what we could do as musicians that might help them relax and unwind after their shifts, to be well emotionally regulated once they get home, to help them chillax. So I'm sure you can think of a couple of things in here that are live performance experiences, right? And then also might be some sort of streamed or online offering as well. Yeah. So sometimes we might only have one or two of the sections and we need to fill out the third section, but having those three is really important. And I generally put them in this order of who, what, when, but you can rotate those three around. They don't have to sit in that sequence. They can be sequenced in any order. Like you might say a Spotify playlist of music by living women Welsh composers will help frontline emergency responders to relax on their way home from work.